The field of Erdology, AErDology. AE, one character, RD is Old High German for earth. Ology is Latin for the study of. Now, in the ancient past, and I mean pre-Greek ancient past, although technically speaking there was no ancient Greece because it was not called that, except for by isolated scholars in some isolated Greek cities that usually did not cooperate with each other. Usually. The ancient Greece, classic Greece, is an invention of the Romans. Although, good luck getting a historian to see and or agree to that. The documentation is fairly clear. But historians are also severely hamstrung by the fact that the overwhelming majority of their documentation is written by violently extreme, ultra extreme anti-Semites, anti-Semitic cultures, anti-Semitic leaders that are on par with Adolf. They just didn't genocide, publicly, massively advertise genocide, advocating genocide, create concentration camps and the like. They simply were a little bit were nasty to the Jews, but didn't actively work on killing them. The Dorians, for instance, which is just a name change culture from the Hyksos, are one of those extraordinarily guilty cultures of being so violently anti-Semitic, anti-Jew, that they made sure to alter, change, and or destroy anything that pointed to Jews had any aspect of a culture, structure, or technology, language before Hebrew. Hebrew itself is an invention of Hyksos, from the city of Avaris, Moses, and its parent language is the base of the language, the mathematics, and the science of Erdology, which is the Elder Futhark. Now, what is the Elder Futhark exactly? The Elder Futhark exactly is the focus and structure of the identification and the flow, how the gears work of time itself. It shows the structure of time, but it doesn't show the structure of time as a single thing, because time moves in so many different directions and different ways at the same time that it is difficult to narrow, to just create a blueprint of what time is, because it is such a dynamic system. Example: the 8 fixed points from which Erdology was created in the first place, midwinter, midsummer, those are 2. 6 others, Groundhog's Day, Easter, May Day, Midsummer, as Letha as mentioned, the 2 harvests, planting and harvest, Halloween, and then back to midsummer, midwinter. Those 8 are fixed, which means you follow the first rule of mathematics, measure to and from fixed points. Well, you have 8 fixed points. And there's plenty of evidence in European history to point to all 8 of them at some point or another, depending on culture, used them as New Year's Day. Some used all of them as New Year's Day, and some of them only used a few as New Year's Day. The Romans used midwinter as New Year's Day at times, and altered just moved it back by 8 days, 9 days, to the not yet created December 31st, via the Julian calendar. Of course, that took Julius Caesar to be able to put that calendar together. And that is a very, very long, very complicated, very difficult story. Most of which is unknown, minus the fiction that the Senate wanted to tell, mostly because the Senate was very, very interested in selling fictions rather than losing power, because the fiction made them look good and the facts made them look bad. Erdology was a well-known, well-understood science previous to the Roman Empire. By the time the Papal States took over, the Vatican State took over, Erdology was almost completely obliterated. By the end of the Dark Ages, which was entirely created by the Vatican, the Erdology was all but completely obliterated. Now, when you have very, very smart people that know that their system of science is about, in mathematics, language, so on, is about to be destroyed, they hide it in strategic and careful places to make sure that the enemy will never know where it's hidden, and moreover, not only will never know where it's hidden, will never be able to destroy it because they don't know what it is. Hence the word rune, secret or hidden meaning. Erdology is what is hidden behind the runes, or its actual name, the Futhark. The Elder Futhark refers to the calendar of the year. The Futhark refers to the extra characters that are around and functioning that may or may not have something directly to do with the focus and function of time. The Futhark is both a language and a calendar simultaneously. Each one of the calendars, there's 8 calendars, well, primarily 8 calendars, well, there's actually a 9th, but that's your birthday. Things become complicated when you add the 9th, because all humans are the 9th. All humans that have ever been born, lived, and died are the 9th fixed point. So it becomes very complicated, very complex. Ancient languages, Western culture, Egyptian, Western side of Middle Eastern, cuneiform-ish, not Semitic, not Arabic, not Cyrillic. Cuneiform languages, the Linear A, Linear B, Vinca, so on, the Western languages, Western Europe, in Europe, Middle East, Egypt, so on. Those languages, specific to previous to 500 BC, the characters in the language itself were both letters and numbers depending on use in the sentence. So in anything you read that has managed to survive the destructions of the Dorian Dark Age, the Vatican Dark Age, the Roman Dark Age, so on and so forth, and now upcoming the Muslim Dark Age, as the Muslims work very, very hard to find anything that doesn't point to Islam as the greatest and only, and destroy it. As those things are done, worked with, and processed, the aspects of Erdology ring through, because you have February 2nd, which has been labeled by a variety of Western European cultures as being called Imbolc, which means the return of the light. You have a month, and a day. Now, the months in the Fuller calendar are 15 days, with 5 being 6 days. Well, numbers are letters and letters are numbers. So you have it is now the middle of June, which is 5 months past 5 Gregorian Julian calendar months past February 2nd. So you have now, so this is now 5 months would be 10 months. 10 months, so that'd be 11 months. And you have 11 months and a few days past February 2nd. 11 is the character of Nauthiz, N, which means in the present, here and now. And you have a couple days, which means, say, it's the 4th day past the month. 4th day into the month, which would be the character of A on Zeus. You have N and A, the character of N and the character of A. Well, in the next fixed point calendar, that would be Easter, March 22nd, give or take. That is 7 weeks less time. 7 weeks is 3 months. 3 Futhark months. 3 Futhark months being approximately 14 days. 15 days. Imbolc is not a 16-day, but Easter is a 16-day. It's a special high holy day. Midsummer, midwinter, Easter, Halloween, and the first harvest is the planting mid-August, beginning of August. Those are high holy days. Those are the 16. How they're identified, that is covered later. You have a different set of months and days based off of October, March being 7 weeks later, being 7 weeks less. So you have, so instead of being 10 weeks, it is an inability to do math right now. So here you have 2 months for October, 2 months for April, 2 months for May, that's 4, 5 for the end of March, 5 months, 6. You have, so we're in the middle, so we're about the middle of the 6th month. So you have 6 months you have 6 months into Easter. That's the K month, Kenaz month, which means the bringing of light, candle, torch, campfire, so on. Fire, light, basic information. And you have, so that'd be K, so you have NAK, and the day would be, say, the 22nd, be around, give or take, the 7th day of the month. This is rounded around the 7th day of the month. And the 7th day of the month, that would be Gabo, G. So you have NAKG. That's just 2 of the fixed point calendars. There's 6 more with your own calendar, the 9th calendar. Your counts add to your parents' counts, add to whoever you know's counts, add to your grandparents' counts, and add to their parents and grandparents, and so on. And there's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of letters going on, because everyone has 9. 9 counts, and those counts are both month and day. So since those cancel month they, that is 16, 17, 18, 18 base with all those people. That's a couple hundred characters. Now, what Erdology is about, identifying those letters, numbers, and starting to decrypt what they mean from literal thin air. That is what Erdology is.